Welcome back to the channel. And this is another episode of I read this article so you don't have to. So this comes from PC Gamer, and they're talking about the ESA and the gaming lobbyists. They're coming together. They like these tariffs are going to impact gaming more than people realize. Hundreds of millions of Americans are going to be impacted by the tariffs. And they like it's not going to be on the software side. It's going to be the hardware and peripheral side of gaming is going to be impacted by these tariffs, which understandable. All those things are imported. AMD and Nvidia, those are companies somewhere else. They import their goods. We buy them. Those are things going to be impacted by tariffs. But then they also go on to say that hardware sales in general only make up 4 billion out of the 60 billion dollars that gaming made this year in America. So if 60 billion dollars were made in America in gaming, only 4 billion of them were made on hardware alone. So all the rest of that money came from software sales. And then we look at the gaming landscape right now. We know Nvidia and AMD, they're hardware companies. They're going to be affected a lot, especially because they're importing a lot. I mean, I got an Nvidia system right here. I got a I want to upgrade my PC one day. What are the prices going to be looking like with the tariffs? 25%, 50%, like tariffs are going wild. But on the software side, those things shouldn't be too much impacted unless companies just get more greedy with what they're doing, trying to make more money somewhere else. But then when you're looking at the gaming landscape, the PC side, Steam is going to be fine because Steam is a software platform. The hardware people around Steam are going to be impacted. So the Nvidias, the AMDs, they're going to be impacted. Intel, all those people have things they have to make on the hardware side. They're gonna have to find a new strategy in this new tariff system, especially like on the American side. Then it comes to the console side of gaming, and Nintendo is about to be pushing their new hardware. What is that going to do to the pricing of the Switch 2? PlayStation is already gearing up. They're already buying chips and stuff from AMD. They're getting ready for PS6. They push hardware hard. They're going to need to make money on their hardware. And we just saw a $700 console launch from them. It didn't get many sales because that price tag was outrageous. But now the tariffs are going to increase that. How many more gamers are not going to be buying another PlayStation because they're going to get priced out? That's going to be another thing. And then we look at Microsoft, who's already been stepping back from the pushing hardware market because they've noticed a shift in gaming. Hardware has been declining for years, even though everybody tout console sales. But when you look at if $4 billion were made in hardware sales alone this year, $4 billion out of 60, think about that, $4 billion out of 60 billion. That means the other $56 billion were made on software. And if Microsoft stepped back from the hardware part, not completely, because they're still going to make hardware, but they're not going to be impacted as much as the other two giants in console gaming because they're not pushing hardware as much as they are software. Their software is going everywhere, making a lot of fucking money. Those other two gaming companies are going to have to pivot somehow because if people are not going to be buying their consoles because the prices are getting that extreme, if they get that extreme, this is all hypothetical at this moment in time because we don't know how the tariffs are going to affect things to what degree. We don't know yet. We will have to wait and see. But if Xbox is sitting here with Xbox OS being developed, so they're going to be putting third-party people to work, hardware people, to like, you make hardware for Xbox, we have the software for you. Xbox OS, they're trying to go towards that. Steam is the same way. They got the Steam Deck. They might make another Steam Deck, but they also built Steam OS. So other developers of hardware can make the Steam console and sell it to gamers. That's smart. But PlayStation and Nintendo don't have that. So their hardware is going to be impacted heavily by this because people have to buy their hardware to interact with them. Microsoft, on the other hand, you don't have to buy Microsoft hardware to interact with Xbox because we have Xbox Game Pass on PC, on phones. They have that shit in the cloud from the browser. They're putting games on PlayStation and Nintendo so everybody can play those games. They're making so much money on the software side. They could probably offset not like people not buying their hardware. They already accounted for that because they've been through that shit since the Xbox One. So if hardware is already declining and these prices are gonna get crazier because of tariffs, hypothetically, Microsoft is the only one prepared for this type of situation. what is it going to do for the other two in the console space that have to move hardware? Nintendo has to sell hardware. That's the only way you interact with Nintendo. PlayStation is already kind of branched out. They're kind of, nickel and diamond PC. Spider-Man just launched on PC. That shit didn't do too well because it's buggy and broken. PC gamers, they talk to each other real quick. They're like, this shit broken, don't buy it. They have less people playing fucking Spider-Man than they did Dragon Age the Veilguard. And Dragon Age the Veilguard is called the Veilguard on the internet. And it's crazy that Spider-Man 2 came out and nobody bought that bitch. More people bought Dragon Age the Veilguard than Spider-Man 2. Think about that. That's crazy. For Sony's big IP, that's fucking crazy. But in all reality, those two companies are going to have to figure out a way to make money outside of the console. When Microsoft has already done that. And that's what I'm getting from this article. They're still trying to petition, the governments to help this in a way, because if their revenue starts dropping, how many companies get affected horribly? I think Microsoft stands the test of time. I think they're already prepared for some shit like this. And it's kind of crazy that all the shit they've been through for the last 10 years of them pivoting this way to the software side is probably going to be the thing that saves them in gaming from when the freaking trade war takes off and everybody's tariffing everybody. All these goods are being raised in cost. Motherfuckers are getting priced out of some things. And Microsoft is going to be the lone giant standing. Because them and Steam are just software companies. And they're like, yeah, bro, the software thing is just easier. Now, corporate greed is still going to get in the way of a lot of things. But all the hardware dependent ones, they're going to be impacted the worst. And that's all I wanted to talk about in this one. I would link this, but YouTube has been deleting a whole lot of fucking links that I post to these articles that I read for y'all, so y'all can read them yourselves. YouTube they'd be like, oh, this is an unverified link. Bitch, click the link and it goes to the article that I posted, but they delete the links, bro. So that's why the links don't be there for people that be wondering. Make sure to like button, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think about this down below, and I'll see y'all in the next one.